the widest range of the most peculiar, esoteric, and unexpectedly interactive exhibits in the world. There is no gift shop, but if an item from the collection takes a liking to a visitor, it may well go home with them. Daily tours are offered at 10, 2, and 4, booked via the mysterious curator Marjoram Pickleworth, and presented by their numerous assistants. Book ahead to avoid disappointment. Arrive early to be dazzled and amazed. And here we are. So, I'm your tour for the first room, and I will. I'm very happy to be. I'm very happy to be. Draw 5 cards to. I have my 5 cards to tell you about these beautiful items. Oh goodness, that's a good hand. If I were playing poker, I'd be delighted. So, ooh, they're big, aren't they? I might fix that. Well, we're good. So we have a couple of kings. So I could, for example, make it doubly, doubly edged gold leaf. Right.
That's quite a good hand, like a couple of knights and a couple of kings in there.
Yes, yeah. Isn't it just? So, I think this was discovered inside a previous exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
It is covered in blinking lights. And edged with gold leaf. So it's clearly some kind of it's like a weird Kindle kind of thing. It's like an electronic book that shoots out sparks of lightning when it rains.
Oh wow!
So we discard that one. Oh, I discard a card.
Can you like drag it back to the deck and does it put it back in the deck?
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I'll just make a discard pile somewhere. Okay, so yes, this is what this is we have with one of the other rooms there is a beautiful travelling bag that was picked up by Marjoram on one of her various voyages around the globe. And when she bought this beautiful antique travelling bag, within one of the sections, within one of the many zippered pouches and buckled edges, was this small and ornate steam-powered Kindle. It seems to have every book published up until 1834 in it. Just too early for lyrical ballads, sadly. And as you can see, you crank this handle, and think of a book published before 1832, please. Yes, that's one you'll find. Say Pilgrim's Progress. We pull these switches, and here we go. Pilgrim's Progress, ready to read, with only a smallest amount of smoke and chuntering. As I say, don't get it wet. It will spark at you. We like to think of it as the Bookomatic.
So now, as the visitors, we ask questions about it, don't we?
Yep, you can. When the sort of finished explaining the exhibit, any members of the group may ask whatever questions they wish, or offer up a fact they know about it.
Is this the only one of its kind?
To our knowledge, yes.
Is it true that 90% of all the world's books are made through this product, to this exhibit?
90% of the books are what? Sorry?
Are created through this exhibit.
You think that
because the way you described it, you crank it, yeah, and then it spits out a copy of a book.
Oh no! They appear on this on this smoked glass screen.
Oh, they appear.
Much like,
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, it's a mere inch thick. It would be even thinner without the gold, without the beautiful gold leaf. An inch thick. Steve, would you like to offer any facts?
Hmm.
I mean,
Okay,
you don't
does
have
the
to.
this okay, does it display the way the original author wrote it, or does it display how a publisher wrote it with like differences and changes in it?
Ooh, do you know? I'm not sure we've ever examined that. Imagine the variorum editions we could come to with the. Ooh, you give me. You are giving us such beautiful sources for future interpretations. Thank you, sir, for that. Okay, so I'm just writing down what we know so far. It's an inch-thick steam-powered Kindle or gold leaf. The corners can publish any work up to 1832. We believe. We believe it is the only one of its kind found in a travelling bag bought by Word. Display in X45. Excellent. So, can you see my text, or is that just
Yep.
excellent?
Can you put it one line lower because it clashes with the Exhibit 1 text? There you go.
Yeah. That was doing something else. So yeah, there is Exhibit 1. Now, would you like to draw a card?
Alright. I wouldn't mind to go next. So let's see.
We're going to draw a card each to find out. Well, each guest is going to draw a card to see if the Kindle loves them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I draw
Yep.
it, and let's see. Oh, there you go. You right click and flip card. It's a three of clubs, so I don't think I got luck with that one, did I?
So if you've got a 3,
Yeah.
and
I got a 4 of hearts.
okay, that means the higher one. Whoever draws the highest value has caught the attention of the exhibit and will find it somewhere on their person when they leave the museum. So can you do a splodge of your colour in the corner of that one, maybe?
Oh, what? Sorry?
Just
Give it.
with the draw. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like here?
No, do it on the exhibit one, because
Yeah.
that exhibit likes you, so it's stuck with you now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Right. I'm going to make the cards smaller quickly while we are distracted. Played face up. Okay. So just to go. Ooh, yes, that works now. Cool. Player hands.
Okay, let's see. So should I go next then, or does Colmis want to go next?
Yeah, you can.
Alright, I'll go next then. Let's see, draw cards. 5. Oh. Oops. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Let's see. Couple of 7s, a 6, a 4, and a queen. Alright. Okay. right, let's see. So this um, exhibit was donated by the estate of a well-known noble. Um, it's grimy and rusted and generally befolded. It is also connected with several lengths of rubber tuning. And let's see, singes the hair on anything that gets too close to it. Alright, so let's see, how do I describe this? This next exhibit, it's been donated by a well-known noble, which was an owner of many sheep farms over the country. He discovered this, no, he donated to us this curious product that he used over the course of his life to shear the sheep, since it was a lot more efficient. This is quite a round looking ball with rubber bands over it, and you can see some rust and grime coming in the part that isn't touched by rubber. And the way he used it was he would just put it closer, no, hold it closer to the ships, and all of their wool would just get ripped from them and attached to the ball. And that way he managed to build his an entire estate by just using this product. Not product, exhibit, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it the original tubing? Do you know?
Sorry?
Is it the original tubing still attached?
The original tubing? No, it is not, unfortunately. It has been lost. That is why this noble donated to us. If it was still of use to him, then he wouldn't have done so.
Such a noble behaviour.
Yes. If it doesn't work for you, you just give it away.
You mentioned it just rips the hair out of the sheep.
Yes.
Doesn't
Some, of course it is. Unfortunately, workers that work for the noble, they didn't stick around for a long time. They couldn't take the screams of the ships for too long, and most of them, an average of 75% of them, had to go for intense therapy, since every night you'll hear the ships screaming. "Ah!"
Do you know? I think I heard about this. Wasn't that the farm where the sheep went rabid and chased the started chasing the shearers off the hills?
Yes, indeed. In history, especially in that side of the estate, it is known as the sheep uprising of '94.
Didn't it inspire the movie The Silence of the Lambs?
Yes. Once the noble and this exhibit stopped functioning, everybody was extremely happy with the silence over the over the estate.
Cool. That sounds great. Do you want to make some notes while we draw cards? See who gets this one.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. So if there you go.
Oh, aces are low in this, so that's totally mine.
Okay.
Oh, this horrible mouse. That's an A. Which is, it looks like an arrow.
Oh, Oops. Oh my god. Let's see. There you go. Nash can go if he wishes to because it take me a while to do this, I think.
Okay. So I draw 4 cards, right?
No, 5 cards and you choose 4 of them. If you have the rules open up, you notice that it's a table. It
Oh,
says
yeah.
Oh yeah.
origin
Okay.
1 card, description 2 cards, and then quirk 1 card.
Okay.
And that's how you build the exhibit. You just select which card goes where.
Okay.
I love this sharing machine.
So,
Oh, something's happening. How are you doing with the table? You okay?
Yep.
Don't worry, Colmis. It takes a while to like come up with something, so
Yeah,
take
yeah,
your
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I got something. All right. Let me just write it down so I don't forget it. Sorry.
Oh, let me give you a space on the thing. Ah, broken everything. Right, this is all gone wrong. I'm gonna fix it.
Intrigue. Okay. Wait, I have a king. Ah, I don't remember that. Okay, sorry.
You remember that there'll be one left over at the end, so you can mess around to some degree.
Now I'm doing some like corrections in here.
Yes, don't remove the rubber bands.
Close. Stop. It. From on top expansion.
There you go. And this one, Andrew got it, didn't he?
Yes, I got the last one.
Yeah. Again,
And
even that I put like in capital letters, do not remove the rubber bands. Otherwise, it'll come out bald.
well, the thing that happens at the end of the night is that if you manage to if you are allowed to leave the museum, you might describe what peculiar event befalls you and how the exhibit is involved.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I could bring you this way and bring your attention to exhibit number 3. This is the soap that was used by an ancient Egyptian family. How we know what this is? Well, interestingly enough, this exhibit was found inside the mummy's rectum.
Goodness.
Yes. We think it was used to clean him from the inside out.
Oh!
Now, we believe some form of Egyptian magic is still active because you can see the soap is still sopping wet and it's firm on the top but a little spongy on the bottom. And interestingly enough, if you notice, when I dim the lights, it glows and darkens when the lights are back on.
Wow.
I know.
Could you use them as a torch?
The light is not very bright, unfortunately.
You mentioned it cleans you from the inside, on the inside and outside, right?
Yes.
So if I clean myself on the skin like a normal shower, would it clean me on the inside as well?
I'm guessing, well, because it's an exhibit and it's fairly old, we have not used it. But our experts think, yes, it would probably be used to clean you from the inside as well if you use it in the shower.
Is it fragranced?
We think it was fragrant, but the smell must have worn off after so many years.
By the way, about this many years, does it ever get smaller? Like, did it begin as a big brick, or was it always this size?
Nope, the size has been constant.
I would hope for the mummy's size it hasn't changed much. Well, I wonder. I mean, what were you doing looking in the mummy's rectum to find it?
It seems one of our archaeologists have a certain fascination, shall we say, that's not exactly legal to talk about.
Oh, wait. Was that Dakota Bones? I heard Dakota Bones got arrested for indecency not so long ago.
I can neither confirm nor deny that story.
Wonderful. I really don't want to be the one that goes home with this soap.
Why not? Like, I imagine every morning I wash my face with it, then my breath will will smell fresh because it will wash the inside of my mouth as well.
Well, I offered a fact, and I offered a fact, and I've drawn a 10. So I think I'm going to get the soap.
Right, let's see what I draw then. Okay. Oh, I draw a 4. Yeah, you get the soap.
Oh joy!
Don't worry, it's got the mommy fragrance, so it should be fine.
Actually, if I get 3 things, I'm not going home.
Yeah, you get to enjoy everything.
Right, I think I've created a discard pile.
I'll just put the cards in there.
Although, how would do that? I don't know. Ah. Some cards are already in the discard pile, and I don't know how. Never mind.
Oh no, I think for a couple of cards I did right click and did discard.
Oh, right. It's probably the ones that have been drawn since I fixed it, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know. I can't see the discard pile. I can see only the draw pile.
Yeah. If you hover over the deck, you can see that there is you'll see discard is one of the options.
Yeah. Oh, and I can see the discard pile now.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I guess it's time for you to take the 5 cards and think about the.
It is. If you like to pop your notes on, I will draw a set of 5s. Oh, look at that!
Wow, you got lucky. 3
Full
5s,
house.
yeah.
Okay. If you'll follow me through to Exhibit 4, taking great care in this room because, as you'll see, not only is this impaled on a brass spike, all the brass spikes are also impaled on brass spikes. This is a very, very spiky object. Now, we don't strictly own this object. This was sent to us by what we like to call the least marvelous museum of Lucinda Lambton.
Ah, yes, I know that museum. It's across the road.
We don't mention that museum in this museum, thank you. Sorry, throat.
So that's fine.
Yes, so see, even here, she sends a dust to plague my throat. But yes, the museum, from the horrible museum we shall not name, she sends us this vicious, spiky object. We're not even quite sure what's inside the spikes. We just know that at midnight it attracts dozens and dozens of snails every night.
I don't think the museum donated it to you because they like you then.
Go away. Yes, no, it's a, what we suspect that somewhere at the heart of this is a small totem to the god of snails, and every night they come and they try to worship. Fortunately, you know that the toads in the lower basement are fond of snails, so in the morning we just get a squeegee and we get to feed the toads. But if you'd like to admire the quality of the spikes without getting too close, please. The joy of this piece is in the negative space that creates the assumption that there is a snail totem at the center without actually being able to see.
Question: does it attract snails if it's placed anywhere in the world? Let's say in Alaska where it's like super cold, or in a desert or on the beach. Do snails still come that way?
I believe it would. They seem to. If we as we have moved the object around the room, taking great care, the snails have drifted in arcs towards it. I can see no reason why they wouldn't plow through the hot sand of a desert towards it. Although why a question from such? Although asking the question itself marks you out as a cruel and unusual gentleman.
Is it
How about
true
you,
that
Say?
this exhibit? I heard stories about being it in popular French restaurants, and that's how they got their renowned infinite supply of snails and low prices on snail cuisines.
You have been reading the rumors of evil Spiky LeBlanc. The truth of this is, Spiky LeBlanc has never owned this totem, but I suppose it is possible that the least marvelous museum of Lucinda Lambton may have appeared within the kitchens of Spiky LeBlanc in the persistent and always times.
Gomez, do you have any questions or facts to throw at the exhibit?
Question: where did this come from?
From the least marvelous museum. Oh,
As in
before that.
origin, yes.
We are unsure. I presumably it's. I mean, they are very definitely land snails, and the biggest snail populations we're aware of are from France. So I presume it may have been brought from there. You understand that the curators of the least marvelous museum are far less rigorous about their categorization and their due diligence about where things come from. This could have come from anywhere. For who would trust Lucinda?
What happens to snails?
I'm sorry. What happens to the snails?
Yes, you says it attracts snails every midnight. Do you keep the snails?
We feed them to the toads. The toads on the lower levels are very fond of snails.
Okay.
It's a crude world out there, isn't it?
Well, we're not the ones that supplied the spikes to the item. I mean, those snails that impale themselves are. It's best to put them out of their misery and by letting the toads do as they will.
Makes sense.
But yes, well, I thank you for your interest. I will. I will carry on
Another
typing up my-
question. You said
of course.
snails come every midnight, yes?
Yes.
Do they leave the next night, or do they stay there with the totem? If there are a few of them that don't get eaten by the frogs by then.
I've never seen one leave. What we should probably do is put a dab of. We could put a tracker on a snail. Ooh, we have such plans. You have revealed such good ideas. Would you like to volunteer for an opportunity to watch the wildlife? You could be a very
Yes,
snail.
I would usually take you on that offer, but if it's a snail, then it will be a long watch, and I don't like long watches.
Wonderful. Well, we will put it on the list of foreseeable experiments for the next curators.
And now me and Colmis needs to draw a card, see which one is the highest, isn't it?
Please do.
Yes. A 9, he can't beat that one.
And you also you will also add 2 if you offered a fact rather than a question.
Oh, okay.
Which I think you might have with the spiky LeBlanc.
Yeah. Do you want to draw columnist? Because maybe you might get something higher.
Oh, I thought I drew the 9. No.
Oh no,
Sorry.
I did that. Yeah. Oh, you
Oh,
draw a
that's
9
nice.
as well.
Well, did either of you offer a fact, or did both of you offer a fact?
I asked 2 questions. I don't think I offered a fact.
Okay. What about you?
A fact about it.
No, and if you did, you had 2. And if not, I presume that means the draw.
I did the one with the
follow me.
French restaurants, but I think you denied it because you said there might have been a chance for that to happen.
Oh, I was explaining how this is a common misunderstanding and explain how that particular myth originated. That's what I was aiming for.
Yeah. Does that count as a fact?
Another thing that I asked was if the totem was moved around, like in a desert or in Alaska in the snow, if the snails follow it as well.
Yeah,
But
but
again,
that's very much
you denied that one as well, because
that's very much a question. And I was no, that one I said I said probably to that one. I was fairly certain it would happen, and then just called you evil. I'm running out of space in my box. So yeah, I think in that case, this one probably doesn't. Given it's a draw, it probably doesn't attach to anyone
oh man.
unless somebody really wants to and would like to jump in with a fact right now to to change the mind.
As a fact, is it true that the spikes have been placed and made extra spikes on top of the spikes to keep away anybody that tried to steal the totem or move it?
That I believe to be true. I believe they were, as you say, they were added as a theft prevention device, and I believe they were added by Lucinda themselves. And the way we know this, sadly, is that a couple of nights ago, sadly, a thief was discovered trying to retrieve this. We believe sent by one of the other wandering museums, one of the ones of whom we have no name, and we sadly found him impaled on the spikes also. And so, of course, we fed him to the toads, which was a pleasant treat for them.
Now, there are more questions about the toes.
But yes, that means with that fact, you can be there when this is noted if you like.
Yeah. Oh boy, I can't wait to take this on home and have snails every midnight. There you go. Alright, let me
Or something
put
odd
the
is happening with.
cards there. And I'll have to draw 5. Let's see. Interesting. All right. Okay, let's see. So, this next exhibit has been discovered, surprisingly enough, in a library behind a bookcase. How it was
Ooh.
discovered was quite amusing because this exhibit has a strong smell of meat, and the library oftentimes made complaints about the people around that bookcase that they are not supposed to eat anything into the library. And that attracted the attention of the museum. Behind the bookcase, we found an object that was, let's see, welded onto several metal plates, and it was spoofing wet. And the funny thing about it is that when we try to pick up this metal plate, this object that's wet, it will slipper from your hands each time. But because the meat smells so good and it's such a strong smell, it always makes you wish that you'll pick it up and smell it or see if it even tastes like meat. But nobody was ever able to hold it more than a second in their hands. It was a quite difficult task to get it from the library all the way to the museum. We originally wanted to hold it and quickly run with it, but it didn't work. Therefore, we just start kicking it towards the museum until we managed to put it on the podium. As you can see, unfortunately, that didn't work either, and now it's just sitting on the floor of the museum.
Can we try to pick it up?
If you wish, you can try to. And as you try to pick it up, it just slips off. Yeah. We also have many. How do you call those pine trees things that you put on cars?
The air fresheners. Yeah.
We also have many air fresheners around it because unfortunately the meat smell it's so strong. It keeps attracting rats into the building, and so sometimes I wish somebody this object will get attached to somebody and take it home because it's just a pain to hold on, but it never does.
What sort of meat would you say it was? There's a hint of barbecue there. There's a sausageness to it.
No, here's the strange thing. It does smell like, and then as the presenter, I get closer to it, smell it. It smells like verminson. I think that's what the deer meat is called, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Which makes us believe that this was quite found by many royal people because of its rarity and its unique smell. It's what attracts most people and urges them to try to pick up the object and smell it closely or taste it.
Can I lick it?
Can you get the what?
Can I lick the object? Can I taste it?
I mean, if you wish to, you can, but you will need to lay on your belly to get low enough to actually try to do it, since you can't pick it up.
You know, it smells good enough. I might do that.
Yeah. Alright, so do you do it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm lying on the floor. I'm sort of wiggling my nose in between the metal plates.
It tastes metallic. It tastes like you put a coin in your mouth. And as the presenter, I start laughing. I'm like, oh, every visitor, at least one tries to do that, and all of them fall for it.
My tongue is stuck.
Oh God!
Really object.
Wait, let me help you with that, and then I just put my hand, try to pick it up, and then it gets wetter and wetter and sloppier, and then that's it. Your tongue like gets left.
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Not as good as it smells.
Yeah.
I feel like I've licked a battery.
Has anyone ever ate it?
Sorry?
Has anyone ever eaten it?
No, it's between two metal plates, so it's quite difficult to fit it in your mouth and eat it, especially since you can't properly pick it up. I guess if you put enough effort, you can try to bite it. Yeah. But again, it's metals, so I don't want to be liable for your dental problems after this this tour.
I believe there's a reference in the 19th century treatises of Spinoza that talks about the forbidden sandwich. That's probably what this is.
Yes. Well, that is not true. We did try to put 2 slices of bread between the metal plates. However, the bread will get so soggy it will even slip from the bread as well eventually. We tried with many objects to hold it close or even magnets, and it's so wet and soggy it just eventually slips out anyway. Again, as I said, the wonders of this exhibit is that you can't hold it for more than 1 second.
Maybe if we made gloves out of bread.
That's worth a try.
Yes, perhaps. Perhaps we'll finally find a way to defeat this exhibit and hold it for a record of 2 seconds. Only Armstrong was the only man that was able to hold it for 1 second and 25 milliseconds. That is the highest record.
That sounds impressive. Do we get to meet Armstrong?
Of course not. He is on tour discussing about his achievements in this museum.
Oh well. I've acted. Do you want to fact before we draw cards?
Yeah. I got an ace.
That's the lowest one, so I think Andrew
It
will
is.
get
Only just.
it. Now, like the irony of this is so big because Andrew will be the one stuck into the museum, which fulfills the prophecy that this object never left the museum with anybody.
Excellent. Cool. Now after this one, we can start having we can either, after this next one we can either do one more loop round, or we can move on to the whether we escape or not.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing one more loop.
Let's do another loop. That'd be fun.
Because it's a lot shorter than Draw for Words. Draw Worlds or whatever it was called, the one with.
Oh yeah.
Because it's been only an hour, so yeah, we have.
I know. Well, that's the thing with this guy does Misstrees that bear behind the picture. He does this kind of like a throwaway evening game.
Yeah, I mean, it was meant to be like this, isn't it? You just need the table and a deck of cards, and you can play it anywhere, really.
Yeah, and he's expecting like 4 or 5 people, I think. So we can certainly do another loop.
To be honest, like the hardest part in this one, to be fair, it's like you get like 5 random attributes of an object, and you need to like connect it to each other and make it a bit interesting, which is kind of like the difficult part, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm what I'm trying to do is just start talking, and then
Yeah, hopefully something comes up. Yeah.
we need to get your soggy plates written up on that card as well.
Yes, I'll do that in a second.
What I'm going to do is, if it's okay with you guys, what I'm going to do is send him the screenshot at the end.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I'm also recording the whole session, so because it's easy anyway.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Okay, I'll write it in Google Docs because it's a lot easier than writing it in there, and I'll just copy paste it.
Both good.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next stop is the diary of a certain celebrity who requested that her name be left out from the exhibit. It was donated by her. She's nothing big, but she's still famous in a way. Yes. So, if you notice, it's a heavy leather and fairly wrinkled because it's been a fairly long time. She was a fairly big name in the 30s, and as you know, it's been like 90 years or so since her time. Um, it's bound in iron chains because she did not want anyone reading about her private life. God knows why she would donate such an item, but I think she was desperate for the money. Interestingly enough, we think there's some form of mechanism inside the book because if you listen closely, you can hear it singing a disconcerting song in a whispered voice.
Well, that's a bit awesome. Is it one of her songs?
No, we don't quite recognize the language.
Is it her song in a different language?
It's a possibility.
Did you ever try to open it?
So, the contract of the sale says that the book should remain closed. So, officially, the museum has never tried to open it.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. I was hoping that perhaps if you write something in the book, then the book will translate that something into its language and speak it out loudly.
No.
No.
Yes. So,
If it is the same famous person I'm thinking of, I believe they went missing for a year, and no one knows exactly where she went.
I see you keep up with the latest gossips of the celebrities.
The latest gossip of the 30th celebrities. Yes.
But yes. Non-disclosure means I can neither confirm nor deny your allegations. As she once famously said, I want to be left alone.
Tour guide, out of curiosity, what cover does the book have?
What? Sorry?
What cover does the book have? Like, is something written on the cover? Is a drawing on the cover? Or is it just a leather cover with absolutely nothing on it?
So yes. So the cover is heavy leather and fairly wrinkled. If you squint a little bit, you can barely make out the initials GG.
And the leather, it's what type of animal leather is it, or is it human leather?
Imagine.
We honestly hope it's not human leather.
There's all sorts. You get to all sorts of problems if you're trying to with keeping human leather in the right condition.
God, yes. But I believe this would be moleskin.
I'm sorry, we're trying to help each other out with the labels.
I know. I saw it like, oh, it's too big. I'll make it smaller, and then you make the square bigger.
There we go.
Yeah. It's like a lack of coordination between the two of us.
Well, we're trying to do it subtly without disrupting the flow of the talk. So yeah, I wonder if you're not allowed to open it, but a guest were to open it, would that invalidate your contract?
Getting some
I-
loopholes right there.
Well, I suppose as long as the guests were to try and open it without us knowing about it, then the contract would not be invalidated.
Can you please close your eyes as the tour guide?
If you believe you can break through the iron chains, then by all means, I'm happy to turn around and look at another exhibit.
Ah, man, I wish there was an exhibit that will help us cut off the iron chains.
Oh Lord.
Well, I don't know what to say. Have we, it's fascinating. I wouldn't. Is there any way of getting in touch with the spirit of the celebrity? Do you have tarot readers on deck?
No, I don't believe we have tarot readers on deck.
Oh,
But there is a psychic, down the street. She charges a reasonable price.
Well, my question is, you said that the book speaks in a different language.
It sings,
It sings
yeah,
in
it's
a different
some
language.
song in a whispered voice.
Yes. When does that happen? Does it happen every hour or every day? Or
It's happening now.
it's happening now?
But it's a whispered voice, so you have to really listen.
So it never stops then.
No. Like if you were to come closer,
Oh god,
Yeah.
this is the stuff of nightmares. I can see why she donated this to you.
uh,
well, I'm not sure I'm going to sleep well tonight. I'm going to draw a card if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm
you
ready.
think?
So let's see. Oh my god. Well, at least I'll go home with the snail totem, I guess.
oh Lord. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Let's type out.
Yeah, you can do it like me. I just type it out in Word document and paste it into it and press
Yeah,
enter
yeah,
to
go
put
ahead.
space between.
Oh my god, yes, that makes it a lot easier. Okay.
Give me a second to pop my panel down somewhere useful. Why aren't you working? When you say you're recording this, are you screen recording it, or are you also recording my little moments of going, it's not working?
No, I'm recording I'm recording the screen right now, and in the recording will be our voices as well.
Oh goodness, okay. Well, I shall try not to squeak so much in the from here on forward.
Don't worry, I just make them have a laugh if you want to revisit them.
Okay. This is more fun. This is much easier than the full house I had before.
Oh, you ran this before?
Oh no, I had a full house. Do you remember on my last exhibit? I got 3 5s and 2 6s.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's how you had the brass spikes on the brass spikes.
Exactly. Yes. Well, now this one is one of our key exhibits. This was actually here before the museum was. It's fascinating. It's unlike the forbidden sandwich that is just really difficult to move. This literally will not move. It's like it's gravitationally locked to the planet somehow. That's one of the fascinating things about it. You'll spot, of course, that there's this stone column is hovering slightly. It is covered in these cuneiform marks, these little triangles and lines. This is translated. This is ancient scriptures of a mysterious and forgotten religion. But we think must have travelled from Mesopotamia to this little English village somehow. Perhaps using the power of the scriptures, we're not sure, and established this beautiful pillar. Now, the other thing you'll spot is that there is some form of moss clinging to the base of it. Again, we can't clean this off. It doesn't get any bigger. It's just a sort of spongy underneath. But it looks like there is no writing underneath the moss. It's like it was planned. It was supposed to be there. Now, if you look at your watch, we try and time this bit of the tour perfectly, because in 3, 2, 1, oh, the pillar screams in a entirely understandable and normal manner. This is the central pillar. We think of it as the pillar of the world. Any questions?
Yes, I'm quite a fan of Paranoid Weekly, and I remember they had an article where they displayed some extremely old photos, and in one of them it was this exhibit in there just standing, and they said that this exhibit it's a beacon to another world. Is it true that this exhibit has been here for hundreds and hundreds of years, and you just built the museum on top of it?
It is true that this item has been here for, well, as far as I can tell, as far back as history goes, as far back as prehistory goes. Who would be able to move such an object if it can't be moved? This cuneiform is one of the first known forms of writing. It is clearly marks this out as an ancient item.
I cannot believe that Weekly Paranoid has been right once.
Oh, the thing about Weekly Paranoid is it worries about you knowing too much, so will often lie in its paragraphs. But on this, it is absolutely true. Levitating.
And the scream is not extremely loud, is it? Every minute.
I'm sure it could be louder. Would you like it to be louder?
Can you make it to be louder?
Oh well, the closer you stand to it, the louder it will seem. Perhaps we could rig up a microphone.
Because the way I'm thinking is that maybe the pillar screams every minute to the hour because it wants attention from people to look at it.
Oh, you're looking at it now. Is it not one of the most beautiful items in the museum?
Yes, but I'm saying maybe the exhibit wants you to look at it, and that's why it's screaming to attract the attention of everybody around it.
Well, me personally, you think the column is? You think the column knows of me as myself? The column loves me.
I don't know if the column loves you. This is a quite complicated question now. Is it like sentient?
Oh my god. Is
It's
it
disabled. Please go ahead.
is it sentient?
I know when I'm near it, I feel accepted and wanted in a way that I never had from my parents.
Did your parents never scream at you every minute to the hour?
Perhaps if they had, I would be working in a different museum.
Oh, then I think your parents did a good job. You don't want to work on the. Don't name the other museum across the street.
The least marvelous museum of Lucinda Lambton. You're quite right. We never speak their name here,
Yes.
except we do, but only to spit afterwards. It is considered to be.
Do you think these are the scripts of the person that built this beam, or is it the scripts of another person? Like, do the scripts ever change? Is it the same script all over again?
It seems to me the same voice, but they do have different inflections. Like at 4 o'clock, at 1 minute to 4 o'clock yesterday, there was a scream that seemed wistful. Are you familiar with the wistful screams? It's more of a ah.
Well, I. Well, to tell the truth, I'm more of a scream enjoyer. I do enjoy picking up different scream frequencies and compare them. And yeah. Colmes, do you have any other questions?
I was like a scream enjoyer. Like, where do you get your scream?
I couldn't imagine. Well, you see, I enjoy screams because a scream can tell a whole story. Is it a happy scream like yeah, ah? Is it a sad scream like oh? Is it a traumatic scream like oh? A scream can tell so many stories.
Is it a cold scream like ice cream?
Oh. Oh.
Wow. If you have no more questions, I am happy to let my fellow docent take you to the next exhibit. Or is there more you would like to know about the column that loves me?
Oh, such a loving column. What happens when you leave the building?
When I leave the building,
Yes.
I go home. I make myself udon noodles with tofu, and I think about the screams that I could have had and what I've done wrong with my life.
From the it is done very sad and weird in it. From like the scream enjoyer to the to missing the screams at home.
Oh God.
All right, let's see who. Wait, that's actually a good question. I want to see how this turns out. Like, if one of us get to take the pillar home, then how would that work?
Maybe it comes home with you metaphorically, you know.
Yeah. All right.
You find it in your house.
Let's see. I got the queen, so that's a 10.
Did you give us a fact as well? Because it becomes 12 with a fact.
I don't think I need more because Colby's got
I
the
got-
Well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You get it.
All right. Let's see. So let me put my name on it. And there you go. You see me using the mouse. There you go.
Yeah, that's the thing. I quite like the shonky handwriting against the against the neat library cards.
Yeah, it's like a 3-year-old like right next to it, isn't it? All right, let's see. I'll have to draw 5 cards. I wonder how many cards are there left in the deck.
I don't know. Bear with me.
Oh, there you go. It gave me an error that I can't draw 5 cards.
Oh, okay. Let's recall. You got the ones in your hand, right? You play a
Yeah,
3
I
in
got
hand.
3 of
45
them. Which one
total.
of them is a joker? So I'll just discard that one.
Okay. So give that a shuffle.
There you go. Take the 3 as well.
Sling the 3. Take 5. Take 5 now. It's it's we're good.
5. All right. All of them different, which is good. All right. Let's see, so it will be this one. This one. All right. Let's see. So the next exhibit, it appeared one morning, and surprisingly enough, it added itself to the records.
Oh wow.
Yes, I know. Then this object, it's it looks like a glass jar. However, it is wider than it's long, and you can see it on the inside. That is sopping wet. It's very very wet on the inside. All right, but the interesting thing, and as you can see outside, looking through the window, it is about to rain, and a few drops of rain start falling down, hitting the windows, and you can see that inside the jar, all of the sudden, let's see here, it starts shooting out sparks of lightning.
Oh.
As you can see, this exhibit, each time on the outside of its circle, when it rains outside, lightning starts shooting inside this wide jar, and it's always wet. We like to call this exhibit lightning in a jar.
How did you come up with the name?
Well, it's quite wet on the inside, and it generates lightning when it's raining. So it did give its own name. You know, it names itself with this. That's why, surprisingly enough, we found a piece of paper explaining what it does when we found it one morning in the museum. We don't know who put this inhibit in here. We don't know when it appeared, but it is indeed a brilliant exhibit. Right. Also, an interesting fact about this exhibit is that this we don't pay electricity bills anymore because of it. We just connect on top of the jar a couple of wires, and when it's raining, the electrical sparks will hit the wires and power up our internal batteries. And those batteries will keep up the lighting and all the electricity in the museum. Therefore, if it's a shortest, if an apocalypse ever happens, we'll always have electricity, which is good.
So what happens when it's foggy?
Outside or inside the jar?
Oh, both, either.
Well, when it's
That's-
foggy outside and it looks like it's about to rain, if you look very closely, you can see, observe very small sparks becoming to generate. A good example is like when you try to light up a lighter that doesn't have any more gas in it. You can see that the sparks just flicker a little bit, but it doesn't go
Okay.
fully. Yes.
Is it
Right.
AC or DC electricity?
It is line linked electricity, therefore it is unfortunately DC electricity.
Okay.
We have to convert it inside the museum. We have an engineer here doing that for us. He is on minimum pay, but please don't tell him that.
Is it true Benjamin Franklin used this in the kite experiment?
Look, you don't have to pretend to be a visitor if you are from Paranoid Weekly, alright? I know that you want to get this story into your book on the cover page because it sounds amazing and it's incredible. But no, Benjamin Franklin did not discover electricity through using this object.
Oh god.
That lends credence to the theory that Alessandro Volta instead was responsible for this very jar.
Perhaps he was, as I said, unfortunately, the only records that we got of this exhibit are the ones given by an anonymous source that broke inside the museum and put it conveniently on the podium with a piece of paper on it explaining how it works. Unfortunately, we cannot either confirm or deny the fact that he did create this jar.
Well, that's not a no. In your face, Paranoid Weekly.
Please don't give them ideas. They keep visiting this museum every single day.
A different journalist every day. How many journalists do you have, Paranoid Weekly?
They're all freelance writers.
I swear to God, like at least 60% of their employees that are journalists come over to this museum, and then the other 40% do try to do something different. You know, I wouldn't mind Paranoid Weekly so much if they at least accredited the museum in their papers, but they never do. Are there any other questions about this lightning in a bottle exhibit?
If I stand in front of it, will you take a photo of it and make me your cover image? To Paranoid Weekly, I mean, not the museum. The museum doesn't need to advertise.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, let me just reorganize my bow tie.
We have this big sign next to the exhibit that says "No photos" near it.
Well, if I stand in front of the sign so he can't see it.
Oh. God.
Another interesting fact about this object is that you will think that it is very fragile but in fact it is not, and I pick it up and just throw it across the room. It hit the wall, and as you can see, there's not a single scratch on the jar, making it very convenient for us.
Have you
Because
ever?
we do sometimes have these experimental visitors that have the urge to pick up the jar and smash it to the floor.
Who would have
Wow.
thought?
Have you ever thought about putting it in a Tesla to use it as a power source?
Yes, this I get closer to you. This will be a secret between the two of us, but I do own a Tesla, and I just replaced the Tesla battery with the lightning in a bottle, and when it's raining, I'm driving for free. But please do not. But if you try to report this to the museum, I will deny it.
Beautiful. Well, I hope one day to see you pass in your sports jar car. However, you Tez
Yes,
jar. Should we?
so when each time I drive using this lightning in a bottle in my Tesla car, I always hope that this object will stay to the museum and nobody will take it. But you know, it's always a gamble. All right, and are there any other questions about it?
My curiosity is satisfied. Although I do want to throw it against the wall myself at some point. No. So shall we do the card thing?
Yeah.
See who gets lightning in a bottle.
5. So 7 for me with the Volta with the Volta thing.
I got a Joker.
Oh no,
Let's
just
do.
do it again.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to take the jokers out, but I didn't manage before we started.
I got a King.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
this is yours.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. Lightning in a bottle.
You can see me as the tour guide being sad and disappointed, like, oh, it I knew this day will come, but I never knew it would be so hard to get apart.
Yes, it likes you. Can't believe I'm on 4 already. I've got as much as the rest of you put together.
And actually, if you want, you can draw the cards and think about it while I type it down.
That's a nice idea. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh god. Start drawing my cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. One more. 5. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Ah!
Oh, that's nice.
Let's see.
I would say, what are the odds? But clearly there are none.
I know, right?
This time you gave me like a lot of space in the table to put it down.
Yeah, I'm running. I can make it bigger, I suppose.
No. I said you gave me like a lot of space. Like you did actually do that.
All right. Okay.
Let's
Cool.
see. Oops. Let me move it. There we go. Oh my god, they're right.
I love the capitals.
Okay. Can you make it a bit bigger, or because I wish I would be able to like fit the text in it properly, but it just snaps it around the squares. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to because I know there's a better card playing app, but but it doesn't have the ability to add
text.
little written tokens to it. I don't know. There's some good index card apps, but that one doesn't. But those don't have cards. So we're on Roll20 because it's got both, but it's not very good at either.
I'll just leave it like that. It should be fine. No, because on Roll20, I don't. If you notice, because you're supposed to use tokens as character purpose characters, they don't really They don't let you put it between two squares. So I think
Yeah,
it does the same thing with the text, and that's why it snaps.
You can do it if you hold Control, I think, or Shift, one of the two.
No, but that's alright. This will be the deciphering.
Alt it is. Sorry.
Oh, alt. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, you are right. All right. Cheers.
And no, Benjamin Franklin didn't use it to discover.
But again, I'm kind of enjoying the slightly the slightly off center difficult. Oh, what are you doing?
Right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would come with me, this would be, I think, the last exhibit for the tour.
Oh,
Yes. So, the item, believe it or not, was accidentally sent to us when one of our staff ordered Chinese takeaway.
oh,
It is actually a pair of ancient chopsticks used by the Empress Wu Zetian from God knows how many bloody years ago. Yes. These delicate ivory chopsticks are covered in obscure scriptures, which we believe would probably be ancient Buddhist or Taoist.
oh.
Yes. We have welded these onto several metal plates, mostly because people try to pick it up and run away with them, and we don't.
Well, they are very pocketable at that size.
Exactly. Yes.
Though I already have a question, because you said they are fragile. How did you weld them to metal plates?
we have an excellent metalsmith who's very good at his job. Now, you might ask, why didn't we just put it in a glass case? That is an actually very good question. But for some reason, the museum did not think of that. They decided welding it to a metal plate is a lot better. Yes.
Well, curators. Sometimes you see a thing, you just want to weld it.
Yes, exactly. Now, interestingly enough, if you cough, this will emit a foul odor.
Oh my god! Why did you cough then? Oh my god.
To give you an example.
Is that true, or are you just covering up for your own part?
Yes, this is quite a common tactic to cough when you party.
You'll never know, will you?
Well, we can find out. Ahem.
Yeah, you smell the foul odor.
What does it smell more like exactly?
It smells a bit like rotten eggs mixed with old man fart.
Oh.
So suddenly I want a durian.
Oh,
You know, you should file a complaint to the museum, because if you put that in a glass case, then we wouldn't have the smell, would we?
but then you miss out on the experience.
Of course. Yeah. I noticed on the board that sick visitors are not allowed in this room. Is that sign there because of this exhibit? Because I imagine if you cough 10, 12 times in a minute, then yeah, this nobody will be able to stand in this room.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Did you have to close this room during the pandemic of 2020 all those years ago?
Well, surprisingly enough, we didn't have to. For some reason, nobody came in. Oh, fun fact. Uh, because of this funny nature of the chopsticks, the Empress banned coughing in her presence.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? What happened when somebody did?
They got beheaded.
Wow.
I like to imagine. I heard from Paranoid Weekly an article about these chopsticks, and they say that the military uses them as a torture form. Basically, they will give the prisoners very dry food and make them eat it with the chopsticks. And because the food is so dry, sometimes they'll cough, and the chopsticks will emit the smells. Is that true? Is that true?
Yes, this was actually done during World War One.
The Paranoid Weekly hits it again.
Now, see, I've been to that psychic down the road, the one you talked about, and we didn't talk about the diarist at the time, of course, because I hadn't been here yet. But we did talk about my previous lives, and she said that I had been among the Empress's court and had been beheaded. Do you think it was related? Do you think perhaps I coughed in a previous life?
I think, yes, that's probably what happened.
It is such a scary thought to think that in a previous life you caught.
To think all those years ago, and we still have something in common like coughing.
Yes.
Truly, truly,
and to
humanity
think-
is great.
Yeah, and to think that even though all through history, coughing is still looked badly upon.
Oh, that's amazing. Was the takeaway nice?
Did you use the chopsticks by mistake and cough, and that's how you discovered this property?
Well, yes, but the siumai was a little dry.
Perhaps these chopsticks was also used by royal chefs or chefs in training. That it's a very very interesting way to teach young chefs to not make the food dry, otherwise you'll cough and the smell will fill the kitchen.
I like that. I think if my brother who works in the McDonald's, maybe I shall teach him this and encourage him to fart every time somebody coughs in his presence.
Oh.
Well, you know what? This exhibit has made me peckish. I might
Well,
start thinking about.
something that really bothers me. It's so when you cough, it's as bad odor comes from the chopsticks. Yes.
Yes.
Why did so many visitors try to steal it that you had to weld it on a metal plate?
That's the question I ask myself so many times. People have very weird fetishes, you know? Yeah.
I mean, it's like when you spend too long in a lift with someone who's let one off. You sort of once you get over the initial distaste, you sort of start to revel in it, don't you?
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Be careful on that one. Maybe he'll be the next one that tries to steal it. Be careful.
So yes, would you? It seems to me that this is initially an offensive smell, but becomes one that you grow used to, and I feel like this is a scent that is more of an acquired taste than a repellent one. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, perhaps the Empress, when she was eating with these chopsticks, she actually kept them because she likes the smell and used it as an excuse to use them.
Ah,
So you do not know what the scriptures on the chopsticks are, do you?
no, we don't.
No.
Perhaps it is the fartfold path.
Probably yes.
All right, I don't have any more questions. Andrew, do you have any more?
No, in fact, it has left me. It has left me thinking that I might stop off for noodles somewhere on the way home.
Yeah, actually, I might get some Chinese takeaway as well. And thank you, Nash. Now you made us hungry.
Excellent. So, if you'd like to annotate your card, we'll do the we'll see just how poisoned I am.
I got a 10.
Did you do a fact? I did a 10.
Oh
Well, we
no!
both did facts as well. Do you want to draw another one, or is this one torn between? Actually, maybe this one is pinned down because it wants to leave, but those plates are so welding that you get away with it.
No, because here's the funny thing. Like, if I win this one, then I'm stuck with you in the museum.
Okay, well let's draw another card and add it to our 12s so far.
Yeah. All right. I got a 7.
I got something. Oh, I don't know what I got. It's stuck. Let's try that again. I got a 4. Yeah, it's yours.
Oh,
It's yours.
now we are together stuck in there. It was like I thought attached to these chopsticks that instead of me living with them, I'm staying with them.
Okay, so you and I, we're off to get these noodles. I mean, maybe we should get some noodles together. We could discuss our plans over some black bean sauce.
Oh God! What a ton of events. Okay, so now at the end we will have to talk about how everything turned out, don't we, with the objects?
Yes, but well, let's let Alex. Oh, Dash. Sorry, you're Alex.
Yeah.
Get the copy in. You know, when I set this board out, I thought all the cards would end up being the same size.
You're a fool thinking that.
Wasn't I just?
No, it is a really cute game. I just wish they had a bit more options.
I think. I mean, I think it's the sort of thing that I want to. I want to play this around a table with a bottle of wine.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the thing of it I loved is that despite it being theoretically a thing about here is an object, describe an object, we've built out of this, so we have a new newspaper, a psychic down the road, a rival museum. Some new other things have developed out of the conversation.
Yes. Weekly paranoid. Yes. Yeah, I do like how it turns out, like having a small storyline going through it with each exhibition.
Wonderful. So I think let's start with Nash, who gets to go home, but will tell us about how one or both of your exhibits causes a mysterious thing to happen.
Let's see.
Oh, not necessarily mysterious things. I was just thinking like how you use them as well. No, it's up to you really.
So, I head home, and whilst looking for the key to my Tesla, I realized in my pocket I have a new steam-powered Kindle. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, wow, that's nice. And whilst marveling at my find and driving home, I realized, oh shit, I forgot to charge my car. And when I checked the boot, oh look, lightning in a bottle. I then connected it to my car's battery, allowing me to drive home.
and you and I think we are. I think we managed to leave just far enough that we reached that noodle place just across the way. But doesn't it look familiar in here? Don't the walls look very like the walls of the museum?
Perhaps, but these noodles are quite good. So
The noodles are excellent, but wait, Anne, do you smell that?
no, don't tell me you cough. Come on now.
This is not a song you want to hear, but now you understand the language. You are going to be one of the docents now forever. Come and join us, one of us, one of us. Do you hear the columns? Column is not screaming, but I feel like it wants us nearby. Can you sense that?
Oh god, no. I refuse this. I just quickly rush. I will try to... Okay, so the totem with spikes, with the totem snail, yeah, I'll just grab it with both my hands. The spikes goes through my hands. I'm like, I'm not getting stuck in here. I'm getting out with this totem. And I'm going to invade Norway with my army of snails. And I try to like rush through the door. But then I realized that as I go out through one door, I just come out in the same room through the other door. I'm like, no, this campaign. No.
But don't run. You'll miss the flavour of venison if you do that.
But Norway, it's waiting for me.
But how will you be warm enough in Norway without any hair? And I take off the rubber bands from the ball.
Oh god, no. Alright, I got your point. I'll stay here. Do not take the rubber bands off. I do not want to know how those ships were feeling, alright? Just put the rubber band, just put the exhibit down slowly, alright?
I will put it down gently and carefully, for I am delighted with my job in the museum.
No. Oh, that's funny.
All right, I guess at least I'll have the pillar in here. I'll be able to enjoy my screams, take some notes, see what story each scream tells. Maybe I'll scream to it sometimes so it doesn't feel lonely.
And I think that's I think the credits slowly roll over this montage of the column screaming at you and you screaming back at the column. And and scene, I guess.
Yeah.
That was such fun.
It was. Oh,
I can't believe that Nash got lucky because if it was the pillar of the world or if it was the how's it called, the vermicell mid-smell one that you can hold it for more than 1 second, it'd be awkward for him to try to take it out of the museum. But I guess
Yeah.
it worked out in our favor since both of us are stuck in here with them.
yeah.
I wouldn't call it stuck so much as having made the right choice in life.
Yes, I'll leave for a while recording the screams of the pillar.
Oh, that's joyful. Oh, yeah, well, thank you ever so much. That was just what I wanted for a Saturday evening.